for stopping by my laboratory. I am so excited today. We are going to play around and experiment with salt, sugar, glue, food dye or watercolor paints. We'll need some paintbrushes, a thick piece of paper, and something to put under us while we work to keep things clean all around. And a little pan or box or something to put your paper in to shake the salt and sugar on it. So those are the things we'll be using today. We are exploring salt painting. Yay! So if you have never done this before, you are in for a treat. It's super fun. We are going to learn a very scientific new awesome word. I'm not going to tell it to you yet. Nope, you got to wait until we get to our experiment time to learn it. It's very cool. And we are just going to have a great time. I brought along a wonderful book, White Rabbit's Color Book. I have come up with some really fun rhymes and songs. This song about purple paint has been stuck in my head for weeks. So we are going to sing it finally, and I can't wait to share it with you, and I think you're going to love it too. We have a lot of fun today. This is our STEAM story time. It happens every Monday at 10:30 in the morning. Now, am I talking about your steamy bathroom? Nope, not today I'm not. I'm talking about science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. Those are the words that make up what STEAM is. And it is what we are going to play around with and experiment with and have some fun just exploring our world and figuring it all out. So today we are figuring out all about salt painting, and there's some sciencey things that go into salt painting, and you're going to find out what those are. For now, let's get started with the song. It's called The More That We Learn Science, and maybe you've heard it before, maybe you haven't. It's totally okay. I'm going to sing it 2 times, and hopefully you'll get to join in with me. So let's start. The more that we learn science, learn science, learn science. The more that we learn science, the happier we'll be. We'll learn things and do things and explore many new things. The more that we learn science, the happier we'll be. One more time. The more that we learn science, learn science, learn science. The more that we learn science, the happier we'll be. We'll learn things and do things and explore many new things. The more that we learn science, the happier we'll be. Okay, time to sing, and this song is super silly and super funny, and I'm going to need your help with it, so don't be afraid to yell out your answers when I ask for them. And to help me, we're going to stir, and we're going to shooby-dooby-doo, and we're just gonna have some fun. So it goes like this, and help me out when you're ready. We're merkins. Let's start that over. We're making some purple paint. Whip, 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 whip. We're making some purple paint, shooby-dooby-doo, with purple potatoes and purple tomatoes and... What else should we add that's purple? Purple grapes, thank you. Yep, good idea. You ready? Let's make some more paint. We're making some purple paint, whip, 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 whip. We're making some purple paint, shooby-dooby-doo, with purple tomatoes and purple potatoes and purple grapes and... What else should we add that's purple? Shout it out. Did I hear somebody say purple socks? Yeah. Well, let's try it. All right. We're making some purple paint. Whip, 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 whip. We're making some purple paint. Shooby-dooby-doo, with purple tomatoes and purple potatoes and purple grapes and purple socks and... Who else wants to add something purple? Purple pizza? All right. Let's keep stirring. We're making some purple paint. Whip, 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 whip. We're making some purple paint. Shooby-dooby-doo, with purple potatoes and purple tomatoes and purple socks and purple grapes and purple pizza, and it's ready. Let's paint. So let's experiment. Today, we are going to use some of those watercolors that you might have sitting around your house, or maybe you have some food dye that your mom wouldn't mind letting you paint with. We would add a little bit of water to the food dye. You would only need a drop or two and some water, and then we'll use it as paint. We also will be using paint brushes. Maybe you have some medicine droppers around your mom or dad or your adult would not mind you using to paint with. We are also going to need some kind of heavier weight paper, cardboard, like a paper plate that's a little bit thicker would work too. And we're going to use some salt, some glue, and we're going to experiment a little with some sugar as well. And I hope I'm not leaving anything out. I will say, you will want to use a tablecloth, and you might get a little dirty. As you can see, my hands have a little bit of paint on because I've been playing around. But it is hopefully something that will wash out or wear off with time. But as always, take precautions. So let's get started, because today we are going to do salt painting. Yes, this is a ton of fun, but it also kind of has some science going in with it too. So we've got a little bit of science and art happening today with this experiment. So salt. We have all kinds of different salt. This is kind of like table salt, the stuff that you might put on your food. But it also is something that's really great for sucking up moisture and wetness. And it absorbs any of the water that might be in the atmosphere, in its environment or around it. So sometimes you might notice that your salt's clumpy. Well, your salt is clumpy because it absorbed some water. Yeah. But this property of absorption, which is absorbing something, is called, it makes it so it's hygroscopic. It's a big scientific word, hygroscopic. Yeah, so it means that the salt absorbs things. Something that I'm wondering though is salt and sugar. If I look at them, I can't really tell a difference. And are they both hygroscopic? Do they both absorb water or moisture that's around them? I don't know, but I think we're gonna find out. So we'll try a little bit of salt painting and a little bit of sugar painting and see what happens. Now this is really cool, because the cool thing about the salt being hygroscopic and us knowing that is that when we paint on top of the lines that we will make with a mixture of glue and salt, the salt will suck it up and it will spread. So I don't want to ruin it all for you and tell you all about it. We should start doing. So I am going to take this paper, and this isn't just normal paper, this is a little bit thicker of a paper. It's called cardstock, and I will draw a picture on it. So that's where we'll start. You can draw a picture on your paper. Today, I am drawing a bunny. Yes, a bunny, because we read a story about bunnies, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, so here is my bunny. Next step will be to take the glue and open it up and follow the lines with glue. So it's like you're tracing those lines with your glue. Now, my glue does not want to squirt out of the nozzle, unfortunately. I have tried and tried, and it will not come unclogged. So, what do? Well, I decided to use one of my handy dandy paintbrushes, and I am just going to paint over the lines. And I'm just going to do a smidge of this just to get started so I can kind of show you what happens. So we glue all of these lines. And as always, this doesn't have to be perfect. We are playing and experimenting at the same time. So we are going for maximum fun, which means the most fun we can have while we do this. So we're just putting some glue along our lines. And I'm going to show you kind of what this looks like so far. Can you see how that glue? Yep, I'm just painting. Maybe I can hold it up and show you too. On my lines. Just making a line of glue. Next step will be that I take this little box I have, or you could use a pan at home or a lid that's bigger that your paper will fit in. Have an adult help you find that. And then we're gonna take our salt and kind of, can you see this? We're going to kind of shake it over our picture. And at one point, you'll have some in there, and you can kind of shake it around. Yeah. And now, do you see the difference? It's covered in salt. How cool is that? Next up, though, I'm going to use one more piece of paper. And I'm going to just make a really simple shape on it. We'll say a heart, because I really do love bunnies. So I drew a heart, and now I'm going to simply use my glue again. And I'll show you what I'm doing here. And I'm just making a gluey line along that heart. That is harder to do holding up than I would have thought. So, spreading the glue around. There we go. Can you see? Yeah. That is an outlined heart with glue. And now I'm going to take my sugar and put it on this pan, and try not to get the salt on it. Just the sugar this time. Open it up. It fell over. See, I can't even do this perfectly, and it's okay. Now, whoop. We put the sugar in. I'm gonna shake it around a little. And now, it's covered in sugar too. Okay, put this box aside. And let's do a little painting. This is so cool. So now you can see there's a bunny. Next up, I'm going to take this bunny and add a little color to it. And I'm going to use my medicine dropper. I'm gonna come up. This time I'm gonna use the paintbrush. So, watch what happens. I'm gonna put it a little closer so you can really see it. Can you see it spread? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Why is that spreading? Does anybody remember the magic word for today? Because the salt is hygroscopic. Exactly. Which means it absorbs, in this case, the watery paint that we've made. whether you used a watercolor or salt. Now I'm really curious, is our sugar hygroscopic? Well, let's see. So we have some paint in here. Whoop. A little bit of paint. And let's see here. Can you see it? It's absorbing it, isn't it? And it's following along. I dropped it in a few spots and it kept going. So it looks like sugar is, what's our magic word? Hygroscopic also. I invite you, keep painting, keep playing around, see what happens when you put two different colors next to each other. Who remembers what happens when we put red and blue together? We get purple. How about yellow and blue? What happens when those two get together? We make green. Yes, I am sure you can come up with more colors, and I would love to see your works of art. So please share them with us on all of our socials. And I invite you to just keep playing around with this. Maybe there are some other things you are wondering, could that be hygroscopic? Well, ask a parent if you can play around with it and see. Well, we're all out of time today, but I hope you had a great time with me playing around with salt and sugar and painting. Wasn't that cool? And we learned an awesome new word, how things are hygroscopic, which means they absorb the moisture in the environment around them. So that's what our salt and our sugar did. It absorbed that paint, that watery paint that we put on it, and it made our pictures look super cool. I hope you will keep playing around with that. And if you enjoyed our book today, White Rabbit's Color Book, you might enjoy these other awesome books that I have as well. So check out my virtual bookshelf and then stop by or order some books online. And we love putting together book bags for people and bringing them out by curbside, as well as seeing your face in the library. So until next time, I hope you will keep exploring and asking why. And if you would like, you can't wait until next Monday at 10:30 for my next Team Storytime to drop. You can always check out our websites. We have our library website, which is www.finleylibrary.org, or our YouTube channel, which is Finley Library, or our Facebook page, where we drop all of our new videos each week. So science ones come out, our STEAM story times come out on Monday at 10:30 in the morning. And we also have some other great story time explorations that you can join me for too. So check them all out. So until next time, friends, keep exploring, keep asking questions. Bye.